Crap, get your game on, and he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what mooch on, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. It's that time to get ready for the M&C show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, plus some gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This is a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike, mooch and crap. And crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. M&C stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. M&C is back on the map. It's the best for show, and that's that. It's M&C, it's M&C, it's mooch and crap. It's mooch and crap. M&C is back. M&C is back. It's back. It's back. And y'all already know.
Welcome to the M&C Show. We are live.
Yes, we are. And hopefully you included our audio, gadang. Bump. Because I know you did. So, okay. No, I know you did, man. Yeah, he was drinking beers, dude.
I think it's just tonic water. He's fine.
No, yeah, he was drinking a little bit, man. So it is the M&C show. We are live. Thankfully, there is lots of good stuff to talk about. I'm really starting to get the feel of what's going on. Like, there's a lot of gaming news and stuff out there. Welcome to the show, everybody. Please like, share, get all that stuff out. It's going to be a really good time. I see you in the chat, guys. I see you saying that the song's growing on you. It is. What can I say? It's a good tune, man. That's how we roll here on M&C. We do the best. We've got the best, and we are the best. So go ahead and lock that in. Thank you for kicking it out wide with us this morning. I got to say, it's been a heck of a week. Mooch, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, and I love M&C. You know that, but it's getting in the way of my Crackdown 3. I mean,
it is your Crackdown. You're coming around.
I'm coming around. Now, here's the thing, Crap. We've talked about it for a few weeks leading up to the game, right?
Yeah.
I've always said to you, I'm not a Crackdown fan. And I mean, realistically, I'm not going to go buy shirts.
Who can blame you? Who can blame you?
Right. It's just not my bag. But
yeah,
I think the single player's got something special here. And what I like about it versus the original, and you tell me, Crap, because I'm limited on my original Crackdown play, is this world isn't as, and maybe it's just because I'm not there yet, but I'm pretty far in the game. It's not as chaotic. What I mean by that is, like, it just seemed like the enemies prior, the minute you started the original Crackdown, was just madness. Everything was madness. Here, it kind of brings madness with the acceleration of your character, which is the way a game's progression should be. I just feel like the game progression in Crackdown 3 is better than the original. Maybe that's a me thing, but I'm
it could be, and it also gives you a little bit more clear idea of what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So if you're new to the like, when I went back and was playing the original Crackdown when they enhanced it 4K and all that kind of stuff, I forgot like what you had to do. Right, because it's like so kind of Far Cry-ish in a way, and we were talking about Far Cry 5 and how that's like build your own enemy or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of do your own thing. That's how the original Crackdown was. Once you took care of a certain amount of people, you draw out one of the bad guys, and then you had to go take care of them. This one's much more streamlined with how they do it, and really cool. So, I gotta say, I'm hearing good things about it. It's been a crazy sort of week because, the game gets bashed in the media, obviously, like it scored really bad, but I haven't seen Xbox fans really dog on the game. There's been some people who maybe who were thinking like you, right? Not Crackdown fans. They give it a whirl though, because it's the new game out and it's not for them. And I totally get that. I always said this, and I said this weeks and weeks ago, I remember saying this on Crossfire. Crackdown was this franchise really designed for like this 1 to 3 million player base that actually enjoyed the game in 1997. when the game came out, and a lot of us bought it and enjoyed it when we really bought the game just to get the Halo 3 beta, and that's why I bought it. And I ended up liking the game. I'm like, whoa, this is cool co-op stuff because, I have a younger brother, so anything that we could co-op was always something cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I had fun with it, and I thought that the game was fun. This game is Crackdown. I don't understand why or how anyone else would expect something beside that wasn't Crackdown. And the funny thing is, we all have different opinions. Mooch, like, we like Rise, you like Fallout. Good dang, he's a big Fallout 76 guy too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and he also likes Crackdown 3. Isn't that right, Gadang? I mean, what is your thoughts? Because Gadang, I hear you put a lot of time in the multiplayer. So what is your thoughts on the multiplayer, having put more time than us in it?
Well, multiplayer, it's sort of broken, but I made it work, and I've been doing extremely well. I mean, my wins are like ridiculously high, and I've been cross-playing. I've been beating PC guys. I know that because they've been talking crap, so it's like, oh wow, okay, you guys, and it's fun. I like the multiplayer. The Agent Hunter is fun. Territories is great. Territories was broken at launch, but they fixed that. It was updated or something happened. But yeah, I'm surprised I like Crackdown. I even like the campaign.
Did you guys see the folks, the executive producer and I believe the lead designer or developer, if you will, came out and did a video of the things they want to correct on Crackdown 3. They put a video. Now, first of all, great to have that transparency, right? That was great. However, you could have picked two guys with just a touch more personality. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but you have to pour coffee on the top of your head to watch it. They'll put you in a coma. But they're addressing a couple of the issues. I think they're going to have the invite your players to Wrecking Zone thing solved a little bit quicker than I originally thought. I would assume that that's probably going to take them a week, 2 weeks tops since from launch date. That being said, there's a few other things that they said they're going to work on. Look, this game for me is not multiplayer. And if you're enjoying the multiplayer like Gadang was, or you could work around it, I say go for it. Myself personally, this game should be rated twice. One for the single player, one for the multiplayer. Listen, Microsoft's even giving this game out in 2 different downloads. So I think the 5s and the 6s are warranted with the multiplayer. And I think after putting in, I want to say somewhere between, right around, I got to be somewhere around 5-6 hours, maybe 7 hours into Crackdown. I got to say that, 7.5, where I originally put this thing, I think I said 7.4 was my official score. I gave it before it came out. I would still stick to that for the single player.
Here's the thing, Mooch. Like, if you were going to score the game 7, like, you would people would go, oh, well, that's interesting, because most people I've seen score the game, they're like 7.5 in that range. Yeah, and you're not wrong. Yeah, right. So, and the thing is, when you think of this game as a 6.0, right? Like, that's a huge disparity in what people who are actually playing the game are actually playing it. So I think we're at this part in gaming and media, and I know people are tired of the media bias thing, but I think the media pays attention to what people are doing and saying about the game on social media and how they're expecting it to be, and then judging it off that. I think the people that go into it with like no expectations and you just have a good time with it, they're they're gonna enjoy it for what it is. I have to say this too. I found it to be, and people can go ahead and check this out, right? The biggest complaints that I saw was it's repetitive, right? But think about this, Mooch. What game isn't repetitive? And I'm going to throw some really good games at you. Games that I love. Red Dead Redemption 2. Is that not repetitive? Arthur! Go do this. We got to rob the stagecoach, Arthur! You know what I mean? Like, it's, go do this. It's super repetitive. I'll give you another one that people are going to be surprised at. God of War. Hack and slash. Go back. Hop in the boat. Now go back. Hop in the boat. Now go back. Hop in the boat. Right? Like, any game is repetitive. I don't understand that. And they also go, well, they didn't change anything. It's just Crackdown. It's got some controls from 2007. It's not bringing anything new to the table. But go back and read a review for The Last Guardian or Shadow of the Colossus, which Shadow of the Colossus came out in 2005. We get a remake of this, Mooch. Good game, beautiful game, but the controls are ass. You and B both know it. Yeah. Every reviewer says the controls are terrible. There's nothing in this world like living. It's just you and then a Colossus, right? Right. So, and it's literally these games are bringing nothing new to the table, but score incredibly well. So there's some kind of disparity here going on. And anybody that doesn't believe it, go look at it, right? Yeah. Like, and I brought this up on Crossfire too, and maybe this is a little bit different audiences early in the morning. I don't know, but go look at remakes of games for PlayStation and Sony or and Nintendo, and then go look at the scores for the remakes on Xbox. And there's a huge disparity there as well. So I think that there's a little bit more to it than what people are saying. And I know that we beat the drum for the media bias, but if everybody in this world believes that everything is just cut, case closed, as it should be, as it's written, you know, you live in a dream world. Right. Yeah, you really do. There's more to the world than sunshine and rainbows. There's all kinds of stuff going on. We remember some of the stuff. Remember where it turned out that a lot of the gaming media were sharing emails and deciding on what to trash. Right. Yeah. Like journalists. This is proven. This came out that journalists share emails and they go, so what should we go after this week? You know, and then they go after it. Right. So we know that this happens. People didn't expect much from Crackdown 3. And the media treated it like that. And it's unfortunate because I don't know anybody who's actually played it that really hates it. Like people are having fun with it. And that to me says a lot about how people feel about the game versus what is actually there for the game. And I'm happy that people are actually starting to give this a chance as we cross over 300 already early in the morning. Mooch, we got a hell of a crowd here. Please share it out to YouTube, man. We're rocking it out for you guys this Sunday morning. You can feel a lot of the energy. You know what, Mooch? I don't get into personal stuff. We can hop back and Crackdown a little bit. Yeah, I'm now the engaged gamer.
Nice, congratulations! Yes. You're also chewing that new espresso gum. Holy shit! I am, man. I got in 3 years.
I am, man. So I didn't get a chance to share that out on Twitter. I did on my Instagram.
Congrats, Crap. Nice work.
Yeah. So a lot of people saw that. Like, yeah, man. I did the big Valentine's thing, man. So
huge, big move.
Yeah, it is, man. It's like totally different world, man. And I'm that guy that just not too long ago was like, I'll never do that again. You know what I mean? Like, that's me. So believe me, people are shoving that up my ass, man. They're like,
his next thing he'll give up on is he'll be like, I can't wait to stream some games.
I can't wait. Yes. It's going to be amazing. Sir X-Man says, I miss the super tall towers. I like climbing them. You're not wrong, man. I get you there, dude. But yeah, I just wanted to say that yeah. So I don't really get into stuff that much in terms of personal life, but I did on like the Instagram, and I was probably will do something on Twitter, but it's been crazy past few days, man. Did the whole Valentine's thing and just had a really good time with that, and you know, just new perspectives and stuff like that. So you know, just it's fun, you know what I mean? I think like when you're not pissed off all the time and you're not I don't know, you can just enjoy things more, Mooch. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, and so, yeah, it's and I appreciate all the congratulations and stuff like that, even on the Instagram, because that was the first place I posted it. You know, like Twitter can be a little bit schmarmy sometimes, so I haven't had a chance to post it there yet. But yeah, man, it's crazy, and I've been playing Crackdown, and I'm almost done with Resident Evil 2, which that game is really good too.
Game's fantastic. Right? I played it again last night.
It is. That game's really good. Mr. X is a little bit scarier than I remember.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, hell of a time, man. I just thought that was a really good game. So they're hitting it out of the park with these games, and I'm hearing good things about Metro. Me and Mooch, by the way, trying to mooch a copy. Hey, hook me and Mooch up, man. I got engaged. I need something. I want to play some Metro after I get done with this game, man. It's going to be crazy. Already planned. Mooch, it's literally been 3 days and I'm already getting what do you think about this invitation? I'm doing the show right now. What do you think about this invitation? What do you know? So it's already,
you got a good year and change of that coming up, buddy.
Oh, I know, dude. I know. So it's crazy, but yeah. So I want to play some Metro, man. Mooch wants to play some Metro. Maybe we slept on this game. I'm seeing screenshots. It looks good. Well, I'm still enjoying the hell out of Crackdown.
You finished Crackdown. I got to tell you, I didn't get a chance to talk about Crackdown.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about Crackdown, man. Yes. What do you think, man? So I'm all over the place. Who's yelling, right?
I don't know. It's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh my god, the show's almost over.
Yeah, it is, and I'm taking all the mic time. It's the
Good
Crack
night,
show
everybody.
Today, folks. Hello.
I'm writing things out. I'm like, wait, he's on to another subject. I can't write that fast. All right.
Exactly.
Here's the thing, Crap. You said repetitive behavior, okay? And the thing about repetitive behavior in gaming, you're right. Every game kind of brings that to the table. And I'm okay with that, to be honest with you. But it depends on what that repetitive behavior is. Now, guys, hear me out. Like, Crap gave me a lot of shit for this, right? But I got like 60 hours into Spider-Man. And people don't really get this, but the stuff that people didn't like maybe by the backpacks or the rooftop challenges or getting all of the base tokens. I got them all, everything. I don't leave an area till I clear out everything. And I've been going through I'm just about the end of the second DLC now and about to start the third and final one. And I do that, just pick up the controller, have fun with it. And I really love that about Spider-Man. And the thing about Spider-Man is Spider-Man was the swinging mechanic, right? Swing to the left, cha-cha-cha, swing to the right, right? So you had that great mechanic, and then I didn't mind doing the tasks because I had fun in the city. Now, not comparing the two games, but just an idea to put things in perspective. I didn't think I would be much of a Crackdown fan. What I'm enjoying is the hidden orbs. I'm enjoying the agent ability orbs, and I'm enjoying the powers as they gradually make you a stronger and stronger agent. And the one mechanic I kind of like, it takes some getting used to, okay, is that 90-degree jump. Now, I think in a multiplayer, it's a mess. But in the single player, I've gotten to be able to get the double jump and thrust to be able to make it so that it's easier to obtain orbs and go from building top to building top. I also love the rooftop races, very similar to the stuff they had in Spider-Man.
Algorithm says, never has a Q1 been this stacked with great games before. Agree?
I agree with that. It's been a while anyway. It's been
a while, man. Honestly, like if you think about it, man, and I haven't even had a chance to even try Anthem. But I mean, that's coming out. Resident Evil 2 remake was out. Kingdom Hearts, which you took that bitch back.
I think I'm good. I still have it, but I think I'm going to take it back and get Metro. Because it doesn't seem like the family's into it. Nobody really wants to play it. And I think it's because a lot of times when it comes to Kingdom Hearts crap, if you look at some of the true diehard fans online, and I've been following a lot of them, like people that love Kingdom Hearts, some people are saying, well, I played 3 and I really don't get I don't even get where they went with the story, but the game is amazing. And don't get me wrong. Yeah. I get that because the game looks polished. It looks great. But I think considering I haven't played the first 2, people that did play the first 2 and then all the sub games that came off of it, okay, they don't know what's going on. There's no way I'm going to know what the hell's going on in this game, story-wise. So I'm contemplating, if I don't get any pushback, I'm probably going to go ahead and grab either Metro or Far Cry New Dawn with that. And I don't think anybody blame me. But I think that Crackdown, this is one of those things, right? We went over it on Crossfire. I'll say it again. Game Pass right now, as far as first party, and this will change with the new studios, but time will tell. Right now, it feels like it's mediocre. But here's the thing. A lot of you in the chat, a lot of you guys listening do have Game Pass. If you're on the fence like I was, look,
Sir
you're not going to
put says, who loves the gravity gun in Crackdown? Press 1.
There you
go. They
go.
got some killer guns in there.
They do
dude.
have great weapons.
Like really good guns and things like that. I think they've really evolved what they've been able to accomplish, you know what I mean, in this game. And I know it feels bad because you look at the scores, and I did that too, right? You look at the scores and it looks like you're getting bad games, but this game is anything but boring. It's completely different than State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves, right? This is you can enjoy single player. You can play this with your friends, which I think is cool. You can play some multiplayer, although you can't play with your friends yet. I've only dabbled in the multiplayer because I don't like playing multiplayer by myself. It's just not as fun to me. But supposedly the sales are pretty strong. I had like 36 people on my friends list playing this game. I know a lot of those are Game Pass too, and that's fine. But those are people, I've heard some people, and I'm seeing people on Twitter, the Icemans of the world and all these people, they got the steelbook cases of this game. You know what I mean? They're like posting their pictures and they're actually going out and buying it. Some people were like, I started playing it off Game Pass, saw that I loved it, immediately bought the game. And I think that's really cool, right? Like, give the game a chance, play it. I understand it's got bad reviews. Rise had bad reviews. It's all like, and we're Xbox fans, so you got to tune out a lot of noise, right? As fans, when I was about to get my Xbox One, when these things launch, I remember telling my brother, I was like, I don't know, man, the internet hates that. They don't want me to get an Xbox. They don't want us to get Xboxes. Maybe we shouldn't. And he was like, dude, don't even worry about what they're saying because you know how Hellheimer is. He's like, we should get PS4s instead. And I was like, maybe you're right. I don't know. But I'm like looking at the games list and I'm like, they don't have anything. Like Titanfall looked fire to me, and Sunset Overdrive and Forza and Rise and Dead Rising and, Killer Instinct. And you look over and you see Knack and Killzone. And it just wasn't appealing to me. So I went with the one that had the games and haven't looked back since.
Yeah.
But you had to tune out so much noise to get there. And I get that as fans, right? Because I am been this diehard Xbox fan, and I'm not one of those fair weather Xbox fans, right? Whenever I complained about something, it was like because I legitimately felt like I should have, right? And I get that people really get upset when I do that because everybody else is already doing it, but that doesn't mean that I can't as an Xbox guy. That just means sometimes you got to tune out those other guys and listen to what Crap's saying or Mooch is saying, because we are Xbox guys and we want them to kind of pay attention and listen. But I did you see Terry Crews was doing more to promote the game than Xbox, right?
Yeah,
he's like, we didn't make a game.
Yeah,
he's like, we didn't make a game for critics, because everybody's like, I don't understand the scores. I don't understand it, right? Like at some point, people are going to start to figure it out.
Think about it, Crap. This score, though, is kind of like an SAT score, right? You kind of get judged on your single player and multiplayer when it's so dynamic like this, especially when Xbox took the time to show us multiple times what this multiplayer was supposed to be. And yes, we all know that really just didn't come true. So what happens here is, someone on the SAT will say, oh, I got 1,100 or 1,200 on my SAT, which you're like, okay, all right, not bad. And then they're like, but, I killed the math. I did terrible on the English. The thing is, when you're looking at this, okay, you're looking at a score of 6. A lot of this being pulled down is being pulled down because of the multiplayer. And yes, I know IGN did an individual single player and still gave it a 5 or something like that. But that's a them problem. I don't see how. Now, there was something else I was thinking about when you did the intro, Crap. Okay. The one thing I will critique Crackdown 3. All right. Everyone's like, don't get mad at Crackdown 3. It's just more Crackdown. Well, here's more Crackdown. But here's the problem. Here's where Microsoft messed up. If it was just more Crackdown, it should have been a Crackdown reboot. This should have been Crackdown.
Or it could have just been. Okay, or you know what they could have did? All right, you remember
the fact that it's 3? It doesn't show any evolution. Crap. That's where you're getting some slack.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, and this is how I look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how I want to say this. So again, and a lot of times you got to compare something to Sony for people to get it. So Ratchet and Clank. They redid. They just did a game called Ratchet and Clank, right?
Yes.
On the PS4, beautiful game. People loved it. I loved it. They call that a reimagining of Ratchet and Clank, and they just call it Ratchet and Clank. This should have been called Crackdown, a reimagining of Crackdown, right? That to me would have been the best way to go about this, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that's how they should have went about this. Not.
You stop. This is where you scratch your head, Crap, because we say this all the time and we kind of beat around the bush and nobody really wants to talk about it. I think we talk about it the most. Is anybody in Redmond? Is anybody? These guys are like, I've been in the gaming industry for 25 to 30 years, so I don't want to hear from you guys. I know what I'm doing. Do you? I mean, because you just kind of said it yourself there, Crap. Why not have this thing branded differently? Why not look at the game you're actually making and say, wait a minute, this actually doesn't look like a Crackdown 3. This looks like, why don't we start the franchise over again? It's been so long, right?
Yeah.
And get the right attitude out there. Get the right attitude out there as you're starting the game over again. Because, yes, they added some new guns, this and that. But realistically, Crap, and you know this because you're a fan, Crackdown 3, to me personally, remove the 3. It's a Crackdown reboot.
It's Crackdown. It's
right?
Crackdown.
And that's okay.
I think that's fine. They would have got less crap.
Yes,
wow, we had over 400 watching. Yes. Hit that like button, please. Share it out, all that kind of stuff. Sir X-Man says, I got over 600 games on my Xbox, including new and backwards compatible, and they say Xbox has no games. I always have something to play. I'll one-up you. I've got over 850, and people still tell me I have nothing to play. And I think it's ridiculous. We've got tons to play. It might be able to be played on some other stuff too, but I think we're playing it best. And I absolutely love, the fact that Microsoft fought back a little bit with the Crackdown stuff, sort of like it reminded me of Rise. Do you remember Rise, Mooch, when it came out?
Yeah.
How Mikey Barr and all these people were playing. They're like, I don't understand why it scored so low, but I'm having a blast with. Like, people were having so much fun with this game, and we just see that like people don't want you to have fun with it. It's like that meme where they're like, stop playing it, stop playing the game, stop having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't get it. So I do see a lot of Sony fans kind of do that. People that weren't interested in the game. I actually have hope that I didn't have before, that we might see another game out of this franchise. Now, if they do make another one, bring Terry Crews in right from the beginning. He's hands down the best part about this game.
Absolutely.
Right? He comes in at the beginning. He's a heavy hitter, right? Really gets hold of you.
He makes the game. He's the game.
Then your Pussycat Crews for the beginning, for the first couple hours, right? Like, you can't really, he's like a kitten, meow, rolling on his back. You can't really do much. You got to progress a little bit faster. I understand they want you to build up, but to me, it takes a little bit too long to get into some of the more powerful aspects of the game, and you can't, like, you want to be able to lift stuff up and then you can't, or do, you got a little pistol, like, they could have done a little bit to get people involved right away.
Yeah,
because it's a little bit clunky, like you can't do the double jump.
It is a little clunky for the first, maybe, I mean, depends on how fast you progress. 30 to 40 minutes can be a little clunky while you're gathering orbs and getting your, you do need to get used to the mechanics. The mechanics aren't the smoothest, but Crackdown's never been known for that. But again, that's what we're talking about here, Crap. And that's where I see some of the points being reduced, and rightfully so. You can go ahead and say this is a reboot. You can call it Crackdown 3. You can call it Crackdown, the Mooch and Crap edition. It doesn't really matter. The point of the matter is that here we are ages after the last one came out, and the mechanics are still wonky a little bit. They're better. I'm loving it. I really do. I'm enjoying the game. It's a lot of fun. I like the tedious quests. I dig it. I really, really do. I'm clearing every zone out before I go on to another one. But that being said, that's the one issue I have with the game, is that even coming from not being a Crackdown fan, you want to see some sort of progression with technology besides HDR, okay? And it's like some of that could have been in the mechanics. And you've got a lot of money that went into this crap, and you had a lot of time. So
you could tell that Terry Crews was late to the party on that game, because if you go back to the original reveals, it's not Terry Crews. And then I think when they started putting a little bit more money at it within the last year and a half, 2 years, that's when Terry Crews was involved. I would have liked to see more of it around him. Yes. Because if you go back to the original Crackdown games, they're generic, but people didn't mind. This one, I like what they did with Terry Crews, because you actually got a character you can get behind, right?
Absolutely.
But then he sort of disappears. You know, like he's just like ambient noise there for a little bit. So he's the over the top guy that they needed.
That's what this game needs. If you look at what Crackdown is, the super agent, look at the announcer that's always in your ear. Agent, you can do this. Agent, that's Terry Crews. He should have the spotlight on him the entire game. And they do a great job in the beginning. And I don't know, I haven't gotten to the end yet. But I mean, realistically speaking, I got to say, I hope that Crackdown gets another shot, and I hope that they put it in a developer's hands that's trustworthy and someone that actually cares a little bit more about it, and put some of that progression into the game that we want. That being said, Crap, another issue that we got to kind of talk about is, Microsoft comes out with, Mike, you said Mikey Barr and Phil. I didn't see them come out and say that, but I know you said it and you did a video on it, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
That they came out and said, hey, everyone's having fun with it, this and that. The scary part about Game Pass is Game Pass going to be this force field, this shield? Because, listen, $10 a month, okay, or you can get it discounted if you find these sales that are going on throughout the year, is a very good value. I'm not going to say it's not. It's an outstanding value. Maybe it's even too good, and let me tell you why. If it's so good that everybody gets it, and Microsoft doesn't care anymore if you go buy the $60 version or if you're playing for $7 to $10 a month on Game Pass, I'm a little concerned that Microsoft and Xbox brass may not be as concerned as us gamers at these 7.5s, 6.5s, 8s type of games, because guess what, Crap? You said it yourself. They don't care how you're playing it. PC, Xbox, Game Pass, okay, they don't care. They don't. The $1 a month to get in on it, they count you. You're counted. You pay $1, you get Game Pass for a month. You strike up Crackdown 3, statistic. You're a statistic. They don't care. They show those numbers to their investors. The investors give them more money because those are the numbers that they said would go up. Promises are made. Promises are kept. Money's coming through. But is quality coming through? And that's where the coalition's really on call. They're on notice because Gears is going to be the first one that people are going to say, if this Gears gets an 8.5 or an 8.2 or a 7.8, Crap, I'm just telling you, and I don't think that'll happen, but I'm just telling you, that's when the truth is going to hit the wall. That's when you're going to see the truth. Because if this is just another Gears that comes out, because the Gears 4 got the lowest rating of all time. So if Gears 5 comes out and it's mediocre between an 8.4 and 8.6, which it's a good game, but you guys know, if Gears is not striking an 8.9, a 9, a 9.2, I mean, come on. They got to have a 9 somewhere besides a Forza game. So
it hit Gears 4 was an 84.
Right. Dude, to be honest with you, Crap, as a flagship, that's one of their flagship. That's not good enough. I'm sorry. If you said if you said to me, hey, Mooch, Don't worry. Our killer shows around Christmas time. All of a sudden, the Christmas show comes out, doesn't do well. That's the flagship show. You can't have an 8.4 for your flagship. Okay,
Yeah.
you can have a 9.
Gears of War
have a
Ultimate Edition
9.1.
was an 82,
right?
because it had too much A button.
Little too much A button, folks.
Yeah, so
You
so
know-
if you look at things, right, like Gears of War 3 was a 91. Gears of War 2 was a 93.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, we're going
Gears of War
backwards.
Judgment. Gears of War Judgment was a 79. So
Right.
only a handful off, but I mean that's largely considered a big piece of crap, right?
And listen, I don't mean to put more pressure on Rod. Rod's doing a great job up there with the coalition. All I'm saying is us that are sitting here that are doing any kind of critiquing, or you, the consumer, that are doing some critiquing at home, rightfully so. You know, you look at it and you say, okay, one of the heavy hitters. They got a heavy hitter coming this fall.
They got a what do we call those? The bangers. We got a banger. Yeah,
Got a banger coming out.
Got a banger coming out. Yeah.
But in order to be a banger, crap, you got to be over a 9. I think at least one of the bangers has to be over a 9. So listen,
yeah.
you know, I mean,
well, they have Ori, right? And then they have
you know, that's a touchy subject, crap. Because I love Ori. All right, I loved it. I beat I beat it when it first came out, and then I got the definitive edition, and I got about halfway through, and I was like, all right, I've done this. But
yeah,
my point being is, it's a AA game, and it's a side scroller.
Well, I see complaining, and I know people were all pissy. Crap Gamer's on it again. He's really pissed off at Xbox, right? And I was complaining about Crackdown 3 getting low scores, not because I thought Crackdown 3 would be a bad game, but because I knew the perception would be that it was another mediocre game in Game Pass, and that is a bad perception, because the bottom line is this: there's going to be great games that go in there. You're going to have your Forza Horizons, your Halos, your Gears, but they also picked up some Suspect studios, right? And those Suspect studios like In Exile, Compulsion Games, those studios are going to, I feel, put out, like, what is that? The State of Decay developer. They're going to put out these janky games where, you know, a spider got in our oatmeal, lose 4 food. You know what I mean? Like, I do not care. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to also have mediocre games in there. Let's just be real, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to have a mix of these really big games like the Halos and the Coalitions games and stuff like that. And then they're also going to have, you know, these really good games as well. So I think that, you know, we're going to have a good mix of that stuff. So,
yeah.
You know, but to say we won't ever get another mediocre game, I think is the wrong way to look at it.
Yeah, crap. They're not going to go up there and bat 1,000. I'm not, and that's not what I'm asking for. That's just as unrealistic as what we've been getting lately.
Yeah.
I think that I myself, okay, when I say we, I'm really just talking about myself, and the audience seems to agree for the most part. And I think to a certain degree, you and Gadang will probably follow along with what I'm saying. At this point, whether we're talking about Game Pass, you're talking about Netflix, you're talking about anything else, okay, when you have that, it's all about what you're doing internally. For Netflix, it's their original series, okay, and everyone can make fun of Bird Box, whatever. That was a decent film, okay. They got big actress in there. She did her job well. I kind of liked the movie. I thought it was fine. I also like their Marvel series. I like what they're doing with Punisher. I didn't think that they should have canceled Daredevil and all that. But Ozark is very good. There's a bunch of different things on there that are outstanding that I think most people would actually dig. Now, okay, nobody says, "Oh my God, dude, you've got to get Netflix." Why? Oh, they got What About Bob in there. It's outstanding, crap. You're really missing out on one of the great Bill Murray motion pictures, right? Nobody's talking about Scrooged. Okay, nobody cares that those are in there. So there's a lot of great.
It's all about What About Bob, right? Baby steps.
What about? That's right. That's how you start.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, when people say, "Do you have Netflix?" it's immediately followed up with a Netflix original show that you're missing out on. Crap, you're missing out on it. Like you might say, "Hey, Mooch, you got Hulu?" And I go, "No, I don't have it." And I go, "You're really missing out. Why? What do they got? Seinfeld signed." I'm like, "Crap." Seinfeld's on syndication from 7 to 9 every night on every channel. I'm not missing anything. But when it comes to Netflix, nobody's saying, "Oh, you know, Avengers and Thor, and they have all the big Marvel movies. You're missing out." No, it's about the original show. Now, going back to Game Pass, if you're going to go ahead and tell me that we're going to get 65, 72, 78, 79, 84, repeat, rinse, and recycle, okay? I'm going to tell you this. That's like you bragging about Seinfeld on Hulu.
Yeah.
I can get that somewhere else. I don't need to pay $10 a month for that. And a lot of people say, come on, Mooch, it's worth its value. It is, but a lot of the people that listen to these podcasts, you guys are hardcore. Very few of you are like, oh, thank God. I saw Twitter. I see thousands of people talking every day. Handful of people were like, thank God Shadow the Tomb Raider's finally in there. I waited and it paid off. You either bought Shadow for $60, you bought it for $30 because it went on sale very shortly after, or you never cared it was coming your way anyway. So that stuff doesn't really hold what. Now, for the casual, it's glorious crap. Game Pass is a thing of wonder. It's an absolute thing of wonder because it gives people that just bought Call of Duty and Madden 200 amazing games.
Yeah.
But for us and for the people that listen to the show and the people on Twitter and the people that listen in the social media in the gaming world, I don't feel Game Pass is doing what Netflix does for me for the same money per month yet. Possibly the future is bright. I'm not being negative.
The future is bright. They really need that one big AAA at least every third month. And then also to have the double A's and stuff in between there as well, in my opinion.
Right.
You know, just my opinion. You know what I mean? Like that to me is what they need. They need that Stranger Things type thing that people look forward to. Over 460 watch it. Hey, dude, Mooch, we haven't had these kind of numbers in a long time, man.
Yeah, it's great to have everybody back.
Hit that like button. You know, all it takes a little bit of Crackdown news. Look, here's the thing.
Yeah, Crackdown fans coming running in.
It does, man. Foxy says Gears 4 deserved a 90. I don't care if people didn't like it. JD was great. I didn't mind JD. I would have liked to see they took a chance, right? But I don't know. Marcus is the guy. You know, like I like Marcus.
I'm not going to understand that. Maybe I have to wait and see what they're going to do at the coalition. Like Marcus is do you see what Naughty Dog did with Nathan Drake? You know, and Nathan Drake is the show. He's Uncharted.
Yeah.
Nathan Drake ends, no spoiler here really, but at the end, it's a thief's end. It's called what it is, folks. At the end, Nathan Drake kind of does his thing and it looks like he's retired, which he's looked retired before and came out of retirement. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
It does go into the future. And I mean, he's got, it does kind of good. Yeah, it does go into the future and stuff, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you see, that's okay, crap, because between where it ends and the future, there's a gap there. There could be an adventure in between. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so what I'm saying to you, though, it's fiction. That's not up for me or you. I'm not a writer. I don't pretend to be one. Okay?
Yeah.
All I'm saying to you is that now we're going right in the series of going from Gears 3 to Gears 5. We've gone from Marcus to James to Kate. And a lot of people who are not diehard or don't read maybe some of the books or don't know all the deep lore that goes into Gears, some people are like, who's Kate?
Yeah.
It's like, and I don't think that they could have done something where they had James and Kate introduce themselves more because they didn't really get into it. I didn't care as much for the story in Gears 4 as I think everybody else did. I loved the game and I loved the multiplayer. I thought the multiplayer was just exquisite.
Yeah, they did a good job because it's Gears, but they really added some cool stuff to it and things like that. So yeah. I agree. I loved it too.
But getting back to your point, crap, I want to go back to what you were saying.
I wasn't a fan of DB bots as much as some people though.
I was not either. But I'll be honest with you, Marcus Phoenix is Gears of War.
Yeah.
And so is Dom. To be honest with you, I can't believe it, but Dom, I just wish Dom was still on. Yeah, I know, right?
Maria.
Miss Dom.
Yeah.
But I mean,
hey yo, Maria.
Just like this, right? I love, just to give you guys an idea, you guys have no idea that I truly, truly love Uncharted. And I really like the whole Nathan and Sully thing. It's kind of like that long lost dad thing. It's funny.
Yeah, when they did, and what really sucks, so you could tell that Naughty Dog, who's very quote unquote progressive, when they did, what the hell is that one with the two girls? It was called Uncharted Lost Legacy, right? Like you could tell what they were trying to do there, right?
I enjoyed the gameplay, but it missed the mark without Nathan Drake or without Sully or without some of the other main characters.
You could just tell that they were trying to replace Nathan and Sully's relationship with those two people, and it didn't work. It wasn't as dynamic because the past wasn't there, right?
Right.
So
even Greg Miller felt like that in his review. So it's not just a movie thing. A lot of people felt that way.
Yeah, and I still like the game, but also they tried to stretch it out and be a standalone game, quote unquote.
Right.
When realistically, I don't know if it needed to be, by making it like that little open world where you have to drive around instead of having cutscenes. Because if they would have done cutscenes in it, like how they do the normal Uncharted games, it would have been like a 4-hour thing, probably.
Crap, that's the new. Let's make a closed sandbox or a linear game feel a little bit more like you could stretch out, and that's what they did with Uncharted 4 with that Jeep scene. They did it with Lost Legacy. God of War did it with the boat, and I think you're going to see Gears of War do it with that whatever that ice luge thing is that you swing with a sail on it. And that's fine. I think that you need to do that because you have to break the monotony. We are at a level right now where very few games can pull off the linear, let's go down this hallway, see what happens. I think it works with games like Resident Evil. You see Resident Evil 2 being a huge success.
Yeah.
The reason that works, Crap, is even though it's linear, the fact I have now played RE2 for so many hours, and when I run down the same hall and the same window that I didn't board up yet, is still accessible to the zombies, it scares the shit out of me. You're like, damn, that's where the linear part of the game still holds its weight in gold. When you have the scare or the jump scare or the I don't know what's coming around the corner. But when you're dealing with like a Uncharted or a Gears, and you can kind of predict the future to a certain extent, they have to make that midsection where you're able to kind of stretch your arms out and explore the world that they created, look at the detailed artwork, find some missing artifacts, do some different side quests. These are important things that gamers want in the evolution of gaming, okay? And that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm not going to go back to Crackdown. That's where Crackdown 3 is missing. There's no evolution. It's just Crackdown 1. And I'm not saying that's minus, but it ends up hitting you as a minus on the report card because that's what we want now. If Gears comes out and doesn't have that ice luge with a sail, and we can't stretch our arms out and feel like we can explore this world, it's going to hurt them in the score. And that's why they're making these changes, because that's the evolution of where gamers want to see these games be brought to. And rightfully so.
Yeah, Andy says, if Halo becomes a game as a service in Game Pass. Halo's where you been, man? Halo's already that. They did the packs and stuff in the last one. And
I think he means to a more serious, where it's dependent upon. That what you're talking about, Crap, is true. But the Halo 5 was not dependent upon games as a service.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing a lot of different things with that. So I get that. I think that they're going to obviously try to do stuff to keep people involved a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And stick around and things like that. So I do think that that's something that's definitely going to happen along the lines of games as a service. But I don't think that, again, every game is going to do that. Like Halo, I think they're going to do stuff like introduce maps and stuff more often, which, by the way, they've got to be free. You can't do the paid map thing anymore.
Right.
Only Activision.
Only
can do
Activision.
That. So
which that'll probably end soon too.
Did you hear about the Activision stuff? Right. So they post like record numbers, right?
Yep.
Like the people that were the higher ups are making $1 million+ a year.
Yes.
They just dumped Bungie because apparently Destiny wasn't making what they wanted. Black Ops 4, it was the best-selling game of last year or whatever, or this year so far already as well. Sold extremely well. Outsold,
but it didn't do well enough to their numbers.
But it didn't do well enough, so they lay off 800 employees.
Right.
Like, I think these guys are really, really taking the cake for most hated businesses. It used to be EA, and I still get some of that EA stuff, right? Like, EA is not exactly friendly either, but to post record profits and then to come out and sort of say, hey, we've got to fire 800 people and lay off all these people after we've just announced that seems really petty and kind of shitty to me.
It is from the top level, from where we're all standing. What are we all doing? We're all reading like a headline. Maybe we're reading an article that was written about it that's 3 paragraphs long, right? You've got some people in the gaming media that are trying to be Walter Cronkite. That's not necessarily the case. We don't know. You got to peel the onion much, much deeper. Listen, Microsoft, okay? this doesn't make headlines, but if you look back in the beginning of this generation, or even the end of the last, there was a lot of talks about when Sony was letting go of people, then Microsoft let go of a lot of people. A lot of these big corporations do this, guys. This is why a lot of people will tell you why they don't like to go work for big corporations. Because you know what you are, you're just a number. And this isn't bashing on the companies. You got to know this when you go in. Like if you look at you go work for like Microsoft. Yeah, I understand you see Mike Barr and you see Aaron Greenberg in his sneakers and stuff like that. That's great. Looks real personal. But Microsoft has so many people there. When you go to work there, you're not like mooch and crap. You know who you are? You're 1,378, right? Yeah. And you were hired, right after, you
have your selfie time and your nap time, just like every other employee.
Just like every other employee that has a number. Yes. So, I mean, realistically speaking, what happens is that's the kind of natural progression in these big companies. You know that when you go into it. It's high risk, high reward. And you might go, what does that mean? Usually, if you go look and work for like an IBM, a Microsoft, an Apple, guess what? Your salary is generally higher.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons. Usually you're in a big city, right? You're making more money. It's a flashier job. But realistically, you also can be terminated much, much easier than if you work for a mom and pop or a smaller company where they truly need your skills and talent. They know at Microsoft or at Activision or any of these big companies, EA, that you could be here today and gone tomorrow. There's other people that could take your seat. So my point being is when you see the 800 layoffs, this is something that happens, I think, in a cycle over, maybe it's every 5 years, maybe it's every 10 years, maybe it's every 8 years. I don't know. But Microsoft does it. Sony does it. Apple does it. They all do this. So again, you've got to look at, a lot of people in the gaming media, what do? Everybody wants to get likes. Everybody wants clicks. So they put this title out there. It's kind of clickbaity. You read it and you go, and it's just top layer. So the actual 3 paragraphs underneath the headline just say what the headline is for 3 paragraphs. They don't get into why, or if this is a trend, or if this is a situation. They just say, this guy got promoted, these people got let go. Boo this band, boo this company. I'm not saying boo them. And I'm saying that's not necessarily everything that goes into it. When you're dealing with and this goes for anybody that's listening, you work for a big company, you have to realize that's the pros and cons crap when it comes to that. So I don't necessarily look at Activision or EA or Microsoft or Sony when they let go of 200, 300, 400 people at these 3-4 year clips, because that's part of what they do. I can't get into it because that's not my world. But if you look at the trends, that's not necessarily something that's that different from what they usually do in their cycle. But like I say, what happens is you got
800 people though.
That's a larger number, but I think Microsoft, when they did this 3 years ago, it was 1,300 or 1,400 people.
Yeah, but that was all for like Microsoft, and a lot of that had to do with the phone division. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I get your point. This one's a little bit more homed in. I get it, but I'm just saying, like, it's who knows what those positions were. Okay, now they don't have Destiny anymore. So explain this to me, guys. If you don't have a major game that was taking up a lot of marketing resources, right? A lot of office, a lot of overhead, a lot of travel, a lot of promotions. Well, those people they're let go. There's nobody to support Destiny 2 because there is no Destiny 2 under Activision. So you can't sit there on Monday and be like, yes, Destiny left, Bungie left, they did it. And then Activision's like, well, we got to let go of the people that were supporting that. How could you do something like that? Well, they wanted out. What am I supposed to do? Just keep these guys employed with no Destiny? So, I mean, there's more to it, and I don't even know all of it. I'm just saying, you got to peel the onion a little bit more than some of these, like, Walter Cronkites that are out there in the gaming media. They're like, I've been digging. No, you haven't. So it's
I mean, like,
than just,
I get it, but a lot of these people, just like out of the blue, like I understand after a game ships, like that normally happens, right? You lay off some people, like 800 people though. After
800 is a bit alarming. I get that. I can see that, but again, I don't know what the situation. What's the group of that 800 coming from? People that were Destiny support.
None. I mean, a lot of them are Blizzard, dude. Like,
crap. If you're gonna work on Destiny, this doesn't mean you're also not working on some Blizzard stuff. Nobody goes there and just focuses. I'm just saying it could be intertwined. It could be something. Maybe Blizzard's doing something where they're not going to have one of their other games come out for a while. They let those. We don't know. Is my point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they fired 800 people to give that guy an extra couple zeros.
I don't know. Look, they're very scummy anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
who's yelling on a Sunday morning? Anyways, have a coffee and a croissant.
Yeah, nobody's yelling. We're all shiny, happy people here.
That's
you know,
right,
there's nothing really bad going on in the world.
I got news for you.
Def Jam Bam.
That makes the day so much better already. Def Jam, we gotta get you back on first shift, buddy. I need more Def Jam Bam out there, especially for Division 2.
It's been a while, right? Like
yes.
we haven't had that Def Jam Bam on the show, or he's got to call in too.
He's got to call in. Def Jam Bam MC Show Live. Great opportunity to plug that crap.
Yeah, like leave a voicemail, man. We gotta get some of those voicemails in there. You know, get it in there. It's gonna be.
We should do a voicemail.
We should. I'm looking. I'm looking at on my thing so that I can see him. Yes. And now
the only one left.
Yep, the only one left.
I believe first.
Yep. So.
Is he first?
Are you ready, Crap?
I am going to be ready in exactly a couple of seconds, and then
how about that, folks?
We can check out the voicemail. Is this a long voicemail or is
it's got a little bit of length to it?
No, the
other.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
But
it caught me off guard.
It's Sunday morning, Crap. Don't give me that. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Shit.
Sorry.
That's great. Oh, man. Hey, well, Crap's getting ready, guys. I just want to say, do check out the Patreon below. We gave away our Patreon wheel last week was Timodos. He is playing Anthem on the M&C show, and we're more than happy to give that back to Tim and to all you guys. Do check it out. $1 and a Dream, folks. Do click on the link below. And again, MC Show Live, no spaces. Leave a voicemail. You go on the wheel, and you get entered to win a prize. I believe Mighty Spidey won the week before. So, guys,
I still gotta send Gadang his prize. I was slow
we
on
didn't
that.
forget Spidey, so Gadang will be getting it and send it out to you, buddy. Yeah.
All right, I'm ready. Let's roll this beautiful voicemail. Let's go.
Go for it, Gadang.
Here we go.
Hey, Mooch. Hey, Grab. The only one left again. Thank you for asking my question. I was just curious. Set in the Titanfall world, Apex Legends. I was kind of disappointed when there was no wall running, it being set in the Titanfall world. Do you think it would be a welcome addition, or do you think they should continue to leave it out? Thank you.
Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop,
That
boop,
was it?
boop, boop, boop. Yeah, good stuff. I don't know. What do you think, Mooch? Titanfall world?
Listen, here's the thing. So because Crackdown's been out, I've been kind of enjoying Crackdown. Like this just in, I've been saying it all show. I will be getting to a good amount of Apex Legends hopefully later today. Listen, it is in that world. It is in the Titanfall world. I think that the wall running, when you speak, or excuse me, pardon me, if you listen to Vince Impel and the developers, they said that gave an uneven playing field. An uneven playing field for advantage to certain folks. I could see that. They've already made it so you have no fall damage in the game. Okay, that's a big deal. That's a huge difference from other battle royale style games. They've given you verticality. Okay, there's plenty of verticality. There's the I call them the balloon trampoline stations, whatever you want to call it. You basically ride up, boom, you can gravitate, use your jet thrusters to get to another area quickly, especially if the wall's closing or the ring. My point being is that they've given you things in the game that kind of play along with the Titanfall world, but the wall running just would lead to too much chaos where you can't concentrate on having that team-centric win when you're focused on this team over here that's on the ground, and then you've got 5-6 people that are running on the wall shooting you from above. There's not enough complexity with the characters and the models to do that with what they created. Does that mean that a mode can't come out later with a smaller map? No, I think they could do something like that. But to be really honest with you guys, I feel that the game is balanced right now. I think they need to tweak some of the guns a little bit. I think some are OP. I think a lot of people are running around. I've never seen a pistol, and I know that they really focus on pistols in Titanfall. If you've played Titanfall like we all have, they've always been more pistol centric. Okay, and now the wingman, I believe, is OP. Maybe it's just the sense of accuracy on it is outstanding. But I personally still like semi-automatic. I like automatic rifle. And when you're using those, I kind of feel like they're not. I see people with pistols actually doing much better in the game. So I don't know. There's still some stuff they have to do to fix and tweak here and there. But no, I think to get back to his question, Crap, and I want to hear what you have to say, and Gadang, I don't think wall running needs to be added. I think that would kind of mess up the entire structure that they've created.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to trust what the developers say on that one. It seems like that probably wouldn't be the best fit for that game, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I completely 100% agree. I don't think they should add it to it. I'm not sure exactly, like, how close is that world to Titanfall, Mooch? Is it the same world, do you know?
You know, it is the same world, to be honest with you, Crap. There's definitely 3 or 4 of the huts that you kind of run into that are right out of the Titanfall the multiplayer maps we've been playing for ages. So there's a good amount of the artwork that makes you feel like it. And I'll tell you this much. One of the things that makes Apex Legends stand out amongst its competitors is the detail of the world. It's an absolutely beautiful thing to be a part of. And I think that's the one thing where I got to say, I think Blackout is still very much a good time. But where I think Apex Legends, besides the character creation that they the classes that work so well, is I find that the world is just so detailed. And I feel like with Call of Duty, they kind of called that in a little bit. It just seems like there's just not a ton of detail in the mud and the rocks and the grit and the water and the waves and the splashing. All of that and the textures in Apex Legends, it makes me want to hang out in that world. And Call of Duty, it feels like, well, you guys already know what I'm going to say. It feels like Call of Duty. It feels like they're multiplayer maps, which you could tell that they have not really emphasized on artwork and design and textures in a very long time. And that transcends on the screen when you're playing that Battle Royale mode, Crap.
Yeah, you know, I agree. I think that you know, what we're starting to see is something they probably play tested that quite a bit. Yeah. And so I do think that what they've done is something pretty incredible. I mean, it is doing well, but hey, you pointed out earlier, the Twitch numbers are floating back in favor of something else now.
They are, Crap. And I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still moving, but that movement is healthy. And this is what I tweeted out midday on a Saturday. What are people doing when it's freezing for most of the country on a Saturday? You're watching games, you're playing games. And I tweeted it out, and Fortnite was ahead of Apex. Now, I just looked again. Apex is now ahead of Fortnite. But what I'm saying is, this is what I was saying when the game came out in a stealth launch. We had no prior knowledge to this, folks. You know, that's why I said when my initial comments came out, we had no prior knowledge. With all these other games, what do we have? 6 months? 2 years? Crackdown 5 years? We know what's coming, right? We can talk about it. Apex Legends has been a kind of a joker card in the batch. Because we didn't know. Nobody knew. Life changed 10 days ago, right? For BR fans. So what I'm saying to you is that, you know, when people are like, that's it, Apex, new king. Okay, it's a week, right? It's a week. A lot of things. Sea of Thieves, okay, was king for a week, 10 days, and had a resurgence. That's it. I told you guys. It was a pirate's life or bust. You're full of crap. Right?
A pirate's life for me.
It's a pirate's life for me. No, it's not. You know, Sea of Thieves is like 67 right now. It was number 1 18 days ago. Yeah. So my point is that this is great that Apex came up and did this. It shows that there's still life in the video game business, that you can come out with a surprise and really, really like get gamers enticed to play new games or new games in the same genre. Okay. So that's great. But when everyone's like, that's it, Fortnite, you saw the media running with Fortnite killers here. Somebody open the door. What? No, it's not. Season 8's coming out in 7 days. And when Season 8 comes out, trust me, Ninja and Summit and all of them, they're all going back. Because everyone's going to buy Season 8. And then for a week, oh no, what happened to my Apex? It's third. Nothing happened. Apex will go back up again when it gets an update. And that's okay. That's what I'm saying. It's healthy, folks. It's healthy. So I kind of listen, we've been doing this for a long time, right, Crap? And part of it's making a prediction, part of it's your own defense. You know, all I'm saying is that when people are like, that's it, this is over, No, it's not. It's not over. There's very few times, like Radical Heights was over, okay? That came out, it was over. Because you could see the gameplay, the artwork, there was not much money put into it, and it was trying to be Fortnite. Apex is not trying to be Fortnite.
Yeah.
Apex is not trying to be Blackout or PUBG. They're really their own entity in BR. And it's polished AAA quality. So
yeah, I think that's the big difference between that game and like Radical Heights, which by the way, I don't know. I know Cliffy B has you blocked. I don't follow him anymore because he's kind of an ass bucket. But I saw like, you know how like sometimes when you unfollow people and they still end up in your feed or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like he was in my feed again, and he was like, "Oh, so now you guys want me to do stuff with Radical Heights?" And
yeah, somebody showed that on Twitter. Anyways, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "Where were you guys when it launched, though?"
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, and I thought that was kind of funny because, you know, that guy's such a schmarmy ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just I can't really stand him. So, you know, nobody wants his games anymore. By the way, just saying.
Well, the thing about it when it comes down to it, and you can see this in the industry, right? A lot of people. I don't think a lot of people want to work with him, and I think
who would?
Well, that's. I mean, this is from the outside looking in. I don't know. But I mean, he
chased a trend and saw how piss poor he did compared to like Apex Legends, right?
He's thrown
he probably
out there,
sees that,
right?
It grates him. I could just imagine it.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. But I mean, realistically, crap. He's now said in maybe not in these words, but he said, "I'm here and I'd be willing to listen to people or developers. My phone's working. You can call me, and the phone's not ringing."
Yeah.
So I really think the point it's not. Listen, he's a talented guy. Okay, he's a talented guy, but like he's almost
15 years ago.
He's almost the Shia LaBeouf of gaming, right? Had a very bright future, this and that, but then the ego took over from the talent, and that's what the gaming community and that's what developers and that's what Microsoft, that's what Sony have seen is they've seen the ego overshadow the talent, and when that happens, this is the root cause. So I mean, whatever, it is what it is. I think I wish Cliff the best. I don't think Cliff's done. I don't think he's done. I think
he's not done.
He's gonna end up being about 5 years older. He'll be humble, and he'll probably work with somebody. He won't be the first name on the game. He may be by this game brought to you by so and so and Cliffy B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and he'll be humble, and he'll be happy to kind of be back out there, and that's fine. Everybody kind of gets their pace and their rhythm at a different age. You can't point the finger here or there, but yeah, he's got that attitude, and I don't know if that attitude is shedded yet. And when it does, I'm sure he'll be back in the gaming crowd.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like he's the I know maybe you don't like this comparison, but he's the David Jaffe of that side of that side, in my opinion, right? Like did some big hits, and now lately hasn't had any kind of success. And I just look at him kind of that way. You know what I mean?
Jaffe seems more humble.
I don't know, man. Jaffe seems like an asshole to me a lot of the time. You know what I mean? And also he says ridiculous things like, nobody will want a AAA game in 5 years from now. Right? Like you say stuff like that, and it's a head scratcher.
Yeah,
maybe he's trying to be the Skip Bayless of gaming developers.
It's possible.
He's like, to me, everybody's going to always want AAA games. That's what we want. I've got a whole hundreds of probably single A, double A indies and all, and I don't even play them.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of people that do what kind of like Jaffe's doing. That's why I think Jaffe's I think he's humble. I think he's fine. I think he goes out there and he speaks his mind crap, but a lot of people do that. Look at people who have some successful podcasts. I don't mean in gaming. I mean just on YouTube in general, right? They were comedians and now they have great big 1 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million followers, and they're talking about everything under the sun.
Hey, Cliffy or Sleepy Goblin says Cliffy is the bad guy from Grandma's Boy. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie,
I have
but
not,
it's
but
funny.
I know the premise. So yeah,
yeah. So yeah, that is pretty funny to me.
I haven't seen that, but I know the premise of that one. So,
Mooch, what do you think about this price cut that we got from Xbox right now? So, $50 on any Xbox bundle, including the X, officially. Cut, and they're trying to get rid of that Fallout bundle. Save $100 on that one.
So wait, the Fallout bundle's what then?
$399.
$399.
Yes, for the X.
Interesting. So how much is the other one then?
would be $450.
I thought I saw one selling for $350. That's why I'm asking you these numbers. I thought I saw the Fallout bundle for $350. Is that wrong?
You might have seen that from someplace, but this is official Microsoft cuts, right?
Okay, no, mine was from whatever it's called, their cheap ass gamer or whatever that that.
Yeah. So
like
certain
eBay
sites certain sites certain sites will discount further.
I saw $350 for an X. That was that's a stupendous price.
That is a stupendous price. That's an amazing price.
I don't care if you like Fallout or not, crap. Okay, if you're gonna go ahead and tell me that I can get an X, I did see it. I don't know if it's not the one you're talking about because you're talking about the official Microsoft site. But I did see a $350 tag on an Xbox One X with Fallout 76 in it. Listen, like it or not, dude, it's a decent game. And heck, you know what? Put the code up, take $20 for it, take $15 for it, and go get yourself Game Pass for a month or two. I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. But my point being is there's definitely value there. So and listen, I got news for all of you guys out there. Moochonomics, guys, test on Crossfire this Friday at 7. So get out your pencils and your notebooks. Okay, $350. I'm telling you right now, when Anaconda or Scarlet comes out, you're gonna get $250 for this X on a trade-in. You know it's coming. We were getting $200 for the PS4 vanilla for the trade up, right? We were getting $175 for our S's. So what I'm saying to you, you're going to get $250 back to enjoy the next 2 years at the X level. You're crazy. You're only putting $100. Realistically, with the trade in that you'll get in the future, you're putting about $100 out of pocket for $350. You're going to get $250 back. Yeah. So, and you got a game in there you could sell. So there's different, it's a code, so some people are going to take your word for it when you're selling a code. It's different than a physical copy, but nonetheless, people do it all the time. Give me $15 and I'll send you a code. I mean, it is what it is, folks. I think that when you see an X or even a PS4 Pro for the heavily discounted price at this point, if you're not owning one, now's the time to jump in because you're going to get that back.
Some of these have actually sold out on some sites, not all of them, but like I think the Fallout one, which was $100 off, has sold out on some sites. So people if you guys are really interested in these, go ahead and check them out. So there's the Metro bundle, which has all 3 Metro games. So if you're interested,
anybody doesn't want that Metro game, go ahead and send a code to Mooch.
Yeah, go ahead and buy that, and then give the Metro game. Well, if maybe 2 people buy it, give 1 Metro code to Mooch, 1 to me. And if you want to fall asleep, you can play the first 2 Metro games. You can get the Fortnite bundle because free to play games, right? I mean, why not?
Well, I'd advise you not to do that one because you can get that anytime you want.
But you get 2,000 V-Bucks, and I don't know how much V-Bucks that is, but
that'll buy you a skin. One of the skins that comes out generally is about 2,000 V-Bucks. But that whatever prize that is, that'll get old in about a half an hour. You're better off getting a game that gives you 60 plus hours of enjoyment.
They got a Battlefield 5 bundle as well. Yeah. Battlefield 5.
Go ahead and punt that code right to someone you don't care for.
hey, I'm going to give this code to somebody I hate.
I can see you giving that game away and somebody actually sending you hate mail. Right? How dare you? So that might be the only free Battle Royale crap that nobody wants. Oh, God.
Battlefield 5 ain't that bad. Well, it is, but I mean,
it's not that good, good dang.
He's like, it's not that good, though. Also, they've got wireless controllers. They got plenty of controllers, Mooch.
Of course they do.
Yes, they do. And they've got there's money off there, $10, and also that you can save $10 on 3-month or 6-month subscription of Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So you can pick up like a 6-month for $29.99, which is pretty cool as well. Yeah. Also, Xbox Game Pass. They got some deals on that. 2 months for $1. So yeah.
Well, in case you guys are wondering, the reason that there's so many controllers coming out crap is they have to have a custom controller come out for sale every time Aaron Greenberg buys a new sneaker. So
that explains it.
Yes, it's his sneaker collection that's keeping these new innovative color schemes coming out on controllers crap. So yes, the great Aaron Greenberg. I mean, have you ever seen a sneaker collection like this guy? If I didn't know he was the marketing guy and I just saw all his tweets and you're like, okay, Mooch, $25,000 pyramid. All right, for all you guys that remember that show, you're like, all right, what is it? What does Aaron Greenberg do? I'd be like, he is the sales associate for Nike, Reebok, or Adidas. Well, I would have got that wrong immediately because this guy's talking about sneakers and socks, And I see, like, shout out to what's his name there? James, awesome dude. He works for Microsoft too. Great guy. He works in the controller department. He's the reason we have a lot of these great controllers. And let me tell you something. They are fantastic. People collect controllers.
They're great.
Like people collect sneakers. And I mean, I'm not being funny there. That's true. James Shields. Shout out to the great James Shields. He's an awesome.
Says, Mooch, you haven't played Battlefield yet.
So man, you're right, and I apologize. I just need to get to it. You know what, Sir X-Man? Let's make time today. I am playing with Sir X. I told you I wouldn't play without Sir X-Man, so I will keep that promise.
People, like, you'll wonder where you're getting shot from in that game. You're like, what's that? You're dead.
Shot
at. Then you'll see a little glint. I'm dead.
I got landing on my head. It's a tank or a mobile vehicle of some sort. Shot at? At least you got a chance with that. When you get a crop duster, it lands on your forehead. You got a problem.
Well, I mean, hey, that happens, man. You got to watch out for those crop dusters. You know what I mean? Those things, they're dangerous for sure, man. So, you know.
God bless you. All right.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I'm sure we got plenty of stuff to talk about.
Oh my God! We haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg, buddy.
We do. I mean, there's usually a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. So I kind of wanted to talk about, you know, what we're going to talk about is one of these developers was mentioning that next generation, there's probably going to be crossplay on everything. And I did a video about this because I'm like, that doesn't really help Microsoft, right? Like right now, the whole we're good guys, let's do crossplay. That helps Microsoft with perception. But the reality is, the crossplay stuff doesn't help them sell their games where that makes them any money. Right. You know, it doesn't help them per se in any type of way. It actually kind of backfires on what they're trying to do. And so I found that to be kind of interesting that was sort of the case. I mean, what do you think about that? Like, who does crossplay actually help next generation, not this generation? Because we know that it's helped Microsoft get a little bit of you know, a little bit of, oh, Microsoft's such good guys.
Yeah. You know who it helps, Crap? It helps the developers because it keeps a game that may kind of dwindle alive a little bit longer. It gives the user base a larger audience. I don't think it does a whole lot for gamers. But, I mean, then again, I will say this much. And I know this doesn't really relate to our audience. And it definitely doesn't relate to the panel here. But a lot of times, you know, people are now playing Fortnite, and you got to pick on Fortnite because they're doing it probably the best. There's people playing, as we speak, on a Switch, an iPad, and an Xbox all in the same house right now. And that may mean absolutely nothing to anybody listening to this show or on the show. But it doesn't mean it means nothing to corporate America. So that being said, I think that it helps the game maintain its audience longer. And I also think that what it does, Crap, is the new generation. And what I mean by new generation is I mean, you know, the younger gamers out there. They're enjoying this mobile to Switch to Xbox world that's being created. And they know about it. By the way, they know about it. This isn't under the rug and being kept quiet. And well, nobody knows. They know. They know. So it is a world, Crap. So who does it really help? It helps the game, but truly it helps the future gamer, probably not the current gaming masses. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people that have been gaming for 15 to 20 years, we've got our dedicated friends on certain box, you know, your platform of choice, and that's what you're playing on. Very few times will you integrate that with somebody that you're like, oh, remember Jimmy? Remember we stopped playing games with Jimmy because he bought a PlayStation? Well, now Jimmy, we can all play Crossfire. Or we don't play Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah. Let's do some dancing. Woo!
Right? Well, that's what may happen, right? So that happens, but very, very rarely, I think, in our world. And I think it happens more with the youth. But yeah, that's
I can
my
do it myself. Look at that. Hey, by the way, those people are free to use those dances and shit because you can't really sue somebody or all dance. Who would have thought that, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how that's working out for them.
Well, they got thrown out.
Oh, did they all get thrown out?
Yeah, totally thrown out, man. You can't own a dance, man. Just can't do it.
I figured that was hard to do. So,
yeah,
but you never know.
Well, yeah. Now you know. I mean, you know, one thing I wanted to talk about that we didn't get a chance to, I don't think on either show was Sony actually promoted Jim Ryan to Sony Interactive Entertainment new CEO.
Yes.
The guy who said, who wants to play old games? You know, nobody wants backwards compatibility. So yeah. What do you think about this? Like, to me, this guy is going to be a goldmine for people like us to do podcasts about video games because he's kind of an idiot.
Right. Well, here's the thing about him. I guess there's the two Jim Ryans here. A lot of people, even I watched Kind of Funny when they had this news breaking, and Greg Miller even said it. He said, Jim Ryan, as we all know, puts his foot in his mouth. He goes, so that part of the Jim Ryan, but Jim Ryan has also been working for Sony for like 20 plus years. He knows the industry pretty well. Now, does he make some bonehead comments? Yes, but who doesn't? So I think what's going to happen, Crap, here's my prediction. I bet it with his promotion.
Put your Swamby hat on, Mooch.
Yeah, I think here's my prediction. With him with this promotion and now going from the European lead to the North American lead, I think you're going to hear a whole lot less from him. I don't think you're going to hear one irate comment.
What happened to whose job did he take? Because what is Sean Layden now?
He took Andrew House's.
He took Andrew House's job.
That's the way it was interpreted to me. Is he took Andrew House's job?
Yeah.
He still reports to Sean Layden. He still reports to Yoshida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I believe that's the chain of command. But I mean, I think that realistically, it's still a very listen. Andrew House did a lot of stuff for PlayStation 4. So, and PlayStation brand. So that's no small position. And Jim's been doing that over on the European front. So they brought him over, right? Well, there you are. So
who would buy that, right? But by the way, you can pick up one of them PlayStation Classics for like $49 right now.
Yeah.
What a debacle that is that nobody's even really talking about.
It's the games that make it so bad, Crap. They could have put a different catalog of games in there. That's a piss poor showing. I think even Sony fans are downhearted about that. You sit there, you want to get this nostalgia factor back, but for some reason, just not happening. Not happening.
Yeah. Because nobody's nostalgic. Yeah. Oh, we do. Well, we have two more. So
yeah, it's already 12:30 though. This show's flying.
It's flying by. Holy crap! Hit that like button, people. It's crazy. Also, support us on Patreon. Crazy. Link below. We need your help. Your only hope, Obi-Wan. Dang, who do we got next?
We got Juice Pouch. Juice Pouch is next.
We've got Juice Pouch, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a hell of a name. Which, by the way, we're not going to do a wheel until we get at least 6 people. So the wheel gets held over to next week for that.
Yeah,
so get your voicemails.
There was actually more voicemails, but they tell them like hold off on it. So like okay, so there was more, but they canceled the last second today. So.
Oh, they did, huh?
Yeah. So I had to take it off. So.
That's interesting. Why would they cancel?
I'll tell you the reasons after the show.
That very, very interesting stuff right there. So I'm buying time, guys, in case you didn't know, because I'm trying to get this thing to open up. So very, very interesting stuff. So we only got 3. What is it? MC Show Live?
MC Show Live.
Yeah, all one word on Skype. That's the best way to call in, just like a regular voicemail. Call us in, get that going. And you're entered to win, man. You get like a 1 in, you get a 1 in what chance?
8 chance or something like that. It's pretty.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good chance.
And you get to win something. So I think that's pretty cool, and so you get to do that. So I guess we can go ahead and play that beautiful voicemail. Go ahead and play that, Gadang. Let's hear it. Juice Pouch.
Here we go.
Mooch.
Juice Pouch.
Crap. I want to say I just love your show. I was doing this voicemail regarding Crackdown 3 reviews, and I just wanted to say Microsoft's been very consistent with making okay and bad games. I don't know when it started. I don't know if it was from Lucky Tale to On or Recore, but I think by now we should be pointing fingers. It's getting a little ridiculous. It's a little too much. It's not like Like, we're getting 10 exclusives a year. We only get about 3 tops. Who's responsible? Who do you think is responsible of Crackdown 3's failure, and as well as other games? Do you think it's Phil Spencer? Do you think it's Matt Booty? Or do you think it's Aaron Greenberg? I mean, Crackdown 3 is $60. With $60, I can buy Red Dead Redemption. I could buy, any other game. $60 is Anthem. Do you think he should have brought it down to $20? Who's responsible for Crackdown's 3 failure? Thank you. Love your show. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
That was Juice Pouch.
I'll be honest with you. So, listen, you know what I loved about that caller, Crap, to be honest with you? That guy, he gives a shit. He actually cares, and he's saying, listen, I'm a consumer, and where do I spend my money? And where do I spend it best? And, let me say this much to him. So who do you blame? No one likes to ever point the finger at anybody or this and that. But, I mean, first of all, I'll tell you who not to blame. This is not Matt Booty's problem. He was brought on to make the future bright. So Matt is completely, as far as I'm concerned, in the clear. I don't know if you guys are big fans of like Star Trek or anything with Navy ships or anything like that. Anything you ever get into any kind of thing where you have a captain, Phil's the captain.
Yeah.
And in this case, because the game went from one developer to another developer, Phil's kind of been the spokesman saying, hey, the game's looking great. I went and met the studio today. I played some Crackdown. Things are coming along swimmingly. Okay. Everybody was, happily fed on muffins and lattes. Everything's great over here. Don't worry about Crackdown. I blame Phil. If you say, who do you blame? He's the captain of the ship. Okay. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like the great Titanic story. You guys have all heard the Titanic, right? There was many people, the engineers on the boat, that said, don't worry about it. This boat can handle all kinds of hits from the side, this and that, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, the captain took the advice of the engineers who actually made the wrong call, and the captain got the blame for the ship going down. So what it is it's always the captain that takes that kind of hit. And in this case, Phil has to take this one on the chin. Now, the problem is what we go back to with Game Pass. Because Game Pass is like this get-out-of-jail-free card, okay? Everyone's going to turn around in 3 or 4 days, and Microsoft will be like, holy crap! 5 million people played this game in 6 days. That's record Crackdown numbers, right? So to them, they may mask it and make it sound like it's an utter success. I'm having fun with it. I'm not saying you aren't. You're probably having a blast with it, all you guys in the audience listening. Maybe you're not. But the thing about it is it almost feels like Game Pass is this Band-Aid right now. And that's the thing. This is what I'm telling Microsoft brass. Don't keep tweeting out, hey, hope you guys are having fun with our game. Meanwhile, it's a 69 or a 67 or a 71 meta, okay? And tell us it's doing great in Game Pass. That's not going to fly for much longer. So if you're listening over there in Redmond, you have to have your Game Pass games at 85 and above, okay? 85 and above. If you're shooting for a 95, maybe you'll get an 88. But if you're shooting for an 80, and you're like, it's just wholesome fun, well, you're going to end up in the 60s.
If your first thing the only thing you can say is Crackdown 3 is the equivalent of a popcorn movie, right? Like Greenberg did.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Aaron's been there for a long time, and he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. A lot of these guys do stuff behind the scenes that we don't see on Twitter. So they are very talented in their respected areas. But some of the stuff that comes out of their mouth as far as marketing, I don't know what they're doing. I haven't quite figured that all out yet, So, by the way, I know people will write me on Xbox Live, or they'll write me here in the chat. They're like, hey, Mooch, you won't believe it. I saw a commercial for a Xbox game. A commercial? How about a plethora of commercials?
Can you believe it's like you play bingo or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I saw a commercial and then you can get bingo.
Yeah, so. AX1 bingo. No, I don't think I don't know. For some reason they just don't have. Hey, don't give me this. They don't have money for it. Okay, they're cutting checks left and right. Ninja Theory sneezed at a meeting and it sounded like they wanted a new building. Like, new building? No, I said
Sure.
no, I said a chew. Oh, I thought you said new building. Get this man a new building. Right? No, I sneezed. I'll take a new building. Right? So don't tell me you don't have enough money to put some commercials on during major events or like The Walking Dead. Go back and do like you did when Xbox One X came out. Go out there and advertise. Get whatever's out there. You know, link yourself to Game of Thrones. Do whatever you got to do. I don't care. That's a you problem. But don't tell me you're doing this grassroots thing and you got Aaron Greenberg walking around with a Metro Exodus mask in the snow the other day, and he tweeted that out. Yeah, it was him walking behind a snow pile with a Metro Exodus, and he's like, "We got it. Exodus coming for you." What is that? What is that? 800 likes?
Hey, his platform is less than our platform to talk about Xbox.
It's like, come on.
It is like we reach more people by the end of the week than he does. I mean, like you said, man, he'll get 800 people like his tweet.
800 people like his tweet.
Great. I'm sure they'll all buy it or whatever.
I got news for you, crap. It's about 30 degrees in New York. Maybe even a little cooler today. It's cold. There's a lot of people that live here. You know what we're doing?
What?
We're watching television.
Of course you are. What else is there to do in New York, man? Yeah, like
who's yelling on a Sunday morning for God's sake?
Yell at each other, eat some pizza, or just sit around watching TV, watching some Netflix, probably watching Bird Box or something.
I can actually see somebody over in Seattle being like, "What's a TV?" Somebody says that,
dude. Oh, never mind. I was going to go into a thing about how trashy Seattle is right now, but I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, no need to go there. It's in the news.
Yeah, it is. You want to know how trashy it is? Go ahead and check it out, man. And it's a product of their own fault, by the way. So man, zing, crap is all over the place today, and people are like wondering what the hell he's even talking about. Yeah, crap knows a lot of stuff, right? I'm more than just video games. Get over it. So, so I want to talk a little bit about the Division 2, man. And Mooch, sell me on this game, man. What do you think, man? Division 2.
Well, I should get a Nobel Peace Prize if I could sell you on this one. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough sale. Listen, I'm leaning towards, I'm 60-40 saying I want to buy or I want to get involved with the Division 2. The Division 2, I'm hoping they get their technical issues out of the way. I'm hoping that they take care of business before the game comes out. There's a lot of technical problems with the game. I'm pretty confident they'll tackle those issues. But, Division 2 could very much do crap what Division 1 did for us, okay? And that was, 7 to 15 days after you've played the game with your friends and you've leveled out. I don't know if the dark zones are going to be enough to keep you interested. And, actually, believe it or not, who should sell you on it, crap, is Gadang. Gadang, what do you think? What would you tell somebody right now that's on the fence about Division 2 and how they're separating themselves from Division 1?
I don't think I can sell you on that. Well, the Division 2 feels like, how Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas are? They just kind of put a new skin on it. It's kind of like that where they tweaked everything. The Division 1 is good now. And this feels just like a extended DLC. That's what it feels like. But everything is tighter and cleaner when it works. With those heavy firefights, the FPS does drop quite a bit. Like you had some problems with FPS. But for me, it dropped down to about 10 frames per second. I could still kind of play it for the most part, but only in certain parts like that boss battle and whatnot. But for the most part, the game is beautiful. It's extremely detailed, and it runs smooth. The gunplay is extremely fun and addicting. It's very similar gunplay to like Ghost Recon Wildlands. It feels like that.
It does.
Yeah. So
good analogy.
It's a great game. I'm gonna get it day one if I can save enough for it. I'm gonna try and get it day one. So that's just me.
Yeah,
I think the game looks good. Like I said, I haven't really had time to play betas, and I'm not huge with betas anyway. I just, for me personally, I don't think that they're often can turn you off of a game rather than buying it and playing it.
I feel the same way.
I
feel like demos
rarely
and betas
do I mess with that. Although I will play a beta or something if it's a game that I possibly wasn't going to be interested in, right? Like that new Devil May Cry game or whatever.
Yes.
I wasn't interested in that, and then I played the demo or whatever they had of that, and then I thought, wow, this is actually pretty good.
I'll be honest with you. I am excited for Devil May Cry 5, and I'll tell you this much, Crap. I purposefully ignored the demo. I didn't want to. I want to kind of play that game and enjoy it day one. I want all the surprise, and that's one of the things that I don't know. Let me speak to some of the old school gamers out there that are listening to the show. How fun is it, or how fun was it back in the day when you used to get home? And you got let down sometimes too. It's all part of like that unraveling of the game and putting the game in and playing it, or now even 1201 digitally sparking it up, and you get going. And I'll be honest with you, it's fun to see the world that they created, and to jump into the Division and already see the White House, which is the base of operations, and already see what they're going to do to transform the White House, and to see some of the artwork already, a little bit of that. And the same thing goes for Anthem. I was really like, what is Anthem going to be? And then I put in probably about 4 hours into the two demos. And now I know. And I own Anthem, thanks to a great Mooch Maniac. Give me a code. Appreciate that. But I haven't started it with the EA Access for a couple of reasons. First of all, let's say I really, really get into Anthem's story and their progression, because, the demo only went so far. And, my 10 hours is up. I feel like, all right, 10 hours, I own the game. And there's Crackdown right now. There's Apex Legends to kind of level up on. I'll play Anthem probably a little bit more in depth, let's say starting middle of this week. So my 10 hours will run right into the game launching on Friday. Maybe around Wednesday, I'll start to kick it off. And I've gotten a couple of invites. Shout out to Predator. A couple of great people sent me a code to play and try the PC version on full release today. I thought maybe I'd check that out as well. But there's other games out there, Crap, that I kind of wanted to bring up because the show's moving so quickly.
Yeah.
Is Metro. So Metro, we kind of dabbled on it, but I think that Metro is something that we shouldn't just overlook. But I will tell you this much. I still firmly believe that it's coming to Game Pass. And I still also firmly believe that it's probably not going to sell all that well in the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, which I think you'll see a price cut coming on it. And people are like, Mooch, how can you say something like that? It's beautiful. Yeah. I didn't say it wasn't beautiful. I just said that I think the game is, and I said, if you look back on all the shows, I said the game is beautiful. The reason I say it never was as far as cost is I don't think with Crackdown 3, Apex Legends, which we didn't even see this coming, but so many people are playing Apex Legends, and then you've got Anthem, and then you've got people like, listen, we're not just talking about games that are out now, Crap. We're talking about people's wallets, okay? We're talking about the cost for all these games. And then we just got done talking about Division. So there's people who are like, well, I'm going to get it day one. That's $60, $10 a month for Crackdown. No matter how you slice it, where will the give be? Will it be Far Cry New Dawn is out? Okay, that's $40, but people are passing on that maybe. So what I'm saying is that I think Metro is a good game. If you said to me, hey, Mooch, I picked this up, you know what I'd say? Awesome. Nothing wrong with that. But I also think if you're on the fence right now, you could probably either play it in 3 to 4 months on Game Pass. If that's too long, I bet you this game ends up being about $35, $40 in about, between 30 to 60 days. Just because of the way it came out. It's not belittling the game. Now, the other thing about the game is also the story. If you're not into the first 2 games, are you going to be able to pick up this game and run with it? I don't know. So that's another thing that's up for debate. I've watched a lot of gameplay from people in the community, Crap, and the game looks beautiful. I think people are buying it because it's that gorgeous. It's something. I mean,
it's apparently the X version is better than even the PC version or something.
It's a showpiece.
Yeah, so I think like obviously if you got an Xbox One X and you want a showpiece, I think that's definitely a game that you could pick up because it looks gorgeous. Yeah. I just don't know if I could really get into it. I don't know. Like the first 2, I tried playing those and they aren't exactly maybe for me. Like I said, I've heard this one's different and you don't really need to play the first 2. So I would love to actually kind of, mooch it. If I could, you know what I mean? What?
Mooch? Yes.
It is. I haven't mooched anything since Resident Evil 2. So I would love to actually get a chance to go out there and mooch a little bit of that, just because I think that's going to be something that would be worthwhile playing through. And I'm like to the point with Crackdown 3, and I'm almost done with Resident Evil 2. So I'll be looking to move on to a little something. And I'm not sure if exactly Apex. Well, I like Apex Legends. I played a couple of rounds of it. I thought it's really well done.
It is.
I'm surprised at how, I'm surprised at how polished and how good that is.
Yeah. It is staggering how well they put that together. And, Crap, in the time and day that we're in, you know this, right? You're the guy, you'll write me all the time. Oh, Mooch, you won't believe it. I got word that this is coming down the pipe, or I heard this from so-and-so. Guess what? This thing was a real, true stealth launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. 3 days before it came out, we knew something in the Titanfall world was going to release, right?
Yeah.
We didn't know what, though. And everybody was kind of being like, probably not going to be that great. Everything that doesn't – usually a stealth release means you're kind of not wanting to show it off. Maybe there's a problem with it. This was the complete opposite. So that's great. We do have another call. We got 10 minutes left on the show, Crap. I'd like to hear this last call.
We do. Gadan, can you play this last call for us, dude?
Sure. And the last call is from Omega. So
all right, let's hear it.
Are you ready? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's do
this
it.
one's a rant, so I'm just letting you know now. It's a rant.
Good
Here we
rant's
go.
always welcome.
Shooting themselves in their own foot. That's what Microsoft just did with Crackdown. It could have been an easy play. All they had to do was throw up the ball, spike it in the end zone. And why should it have been easy? Because there was no one else on the fucking field! This is the tentpole going forward. This is Phil Spencer's franchise. Does it feel like it? Do you want to know why people always say that Microsoft only has Forza, Halo, and Gears? It's because that's all they push. Quantum Break, they didn't push. Sunset Overdrive, they didn't push. Crackdown, they're not pushing. Sea of Thieves, when the Kraken was lacking, they didn't push. Now, I don't want to bring up Days Gone, but I will. When I first saw Days Gone, it was in my bag. It looked like a janky mess. I didn't want to buy it. But now that the marketing is in full swing, the game does significantly look better. And here's the thing. If this game fails, if Days Gone fails, you can only blame the Bend Studio for it. And why? Because Sony gave them the money, Sony gave them the time, including the delay, which makes the game look even better now than it originally was, and Sony gave them the marketing. If Crackdown fails, you can blame both the developer, but Microsoft as well. Because not only did they not give them the things they needed to, but most importantly, they didn't give them the marketing when needed. This is a Microsoft problem. Anyways, I'd like to bid you all adieu. That's a big goodbye, mwah, and good night. Fuck the Patriots.
Whoa, and that was Omega.
And
well, there you go. He's angry. And I'll be honest with you, Crap. Well, listen, I got to be honest with you. There is, like I said, a lot of this kind of gets hidden behind Game Pass. People are like, well, it's going to do fine. It's in Game Pass. Don't worry about it. And I don't know if necessarily that's it. And we say the marketing, this game might have had, you had Terry Crews. Terry Crews is on America's Got Talent now, Crap. He's the new host. He's been there, I believe, for, I want to say it's 2 seasons at least. He's awesome. You had one of the most charismatic people. People love to follow him on Twitter. Use Terry Crews in your commercials to promote the game. He's in the game, the voiceovers, just everything. And I think it's a missed opportunity. And that's why a lot of us that have been following Microsoft for so long, Crap, kind of have that little bit of okay, we got the initiative. We've got Coalition. We've got a new Halo at 343, right? But, to be honest with you, and I know a lot of people might not agree with me here, Crap, but 343 in the lead of their studio is still under a hot lamp because except for what they did with what you'd say Halo 4, right? A lot of their decisions have been questionable.
How can it be questionable? They just put Bonnie Ross in the DICE Hall of Fame.
Well, I got news for you. I don't know. I can tell you right now, Halo fans, including Ryan McCaffrey, didn't like the story.
They must have some mediocre ideas for that Hall of Fame or something. Huh?
I don't know what to say there, Crap. I was kind of taken back because, to be honest with you got to look at everybody's portfolio. Now, again, a lot of these people do work behind the scenes that we're unaware of. But as far as the game that these people put their name and their face to with Halo, I have yet to see Halo under 343 be the shining star it was for Halo 1, 2, and 3 with Bungie. And I think a lot of people feel that way. And I can't wait. I hope you have no idea, Crap. I know that me and you are big Gears fans, but this Halo Infinite for me it's got me more amped than any Halo, and I can't tell you how long. Probably since Halo 2.
Sir X-Man says if Sony had Terry Crews in a game, the commercials would be everywhere.
Yeah,
they'd be on a basketball court. They'd be on the space station. They'd be broadcasting them from
everywhere,
the moon.
dude. Everywhere.
Yeah,
he's right.
It would be. It's true. It would be absolutely insane.
And it would have been awesome. It would have been an awesome promo, and it would have been great for both entities. I don't know. For some reason, I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't see how you can have all this money to do, new studios, build new studios, grab all these big name developers, art designers, etc., executive producers of games, get them all in there. These people are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And, the big names, not some of the smaller ones, but some of the big names are making a lot of money a year. But then you can't do a promo on NBC, ABC, or CBS. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have.
Because people don't watch TV anymore, Mooch. What are you doing?
I don't understand. Verizon, Spectrum. These are small little. These are little companies, right? Crap. You know. I think of Verizon. I think of TCBY. Something really. Something small. Tiny.
Yeah. Exactly. Who's
nothing
Verizon?
Big.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Who's Spectrum? Who's Comcast? There's a couple of small nobodies out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody watches TV. You guys are right in Redmond. Keep up the good work. I'm looking forward to Aaron Greenberg's next tweet.
I want to see those sneakers, dude.
Yeah.
And I want to see that next controller that they have out, right? Because that's always going to be fun. So, look, time flies. Please like, share, all that kind of stuff. We appreciate you guys stopping by today. Have fun with Crackdown 3.
Yeah,
give it a try in Game Pass. It's fun. # fun. You don't got to believe all the negativity around it. Give it a try yourself. It was never going to be a game that the masses love. Sure, it's not a great game, but it's not this terrible game that a lot of people are trying to make it out to be either. Support us on Patreon if you would like. The link is below. We really do need it and appreciate it. It's been a hell of a show. We're looking forward to getting back into what's coming this week. It's been a great time. Mooch, what do you got? What do you want to close with?
Well, I do want to close with this. We have Crossfire did awesome on Friday night.
Crossfire.
Do check it out, guys. Awesome show. We had a great panel, huge panel. It was overwhelming how everyone's received it, and it's been so fantastic. Also, guys, do check out my channel, the Mooch78. Go over, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't hurt. It's a click. You click it, you go on. It's great. We had a lot of content coming in the next couple of months. And let me just say one more thing. M&C Show Patreon. Guys, $1 and a dream. There's so many different tiers. There's so many levels.
Timodos is playing Anthem
as we
thanks
speak.
to us. Yes.
That's
so $1 and a dream. You see, it can get you pretty far. We appreciate it. Gadang, what do you want to say to the people before we go?
You can follow me at Twitter, Gadang775, and follow my YouTube channel, Gadang775. I'm good.
There you go. That sounds good, man. Let's go ahead and close it out. Let's end that song. M&C.
Here we go.
M&C.
The outro.
All right, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Peace.
Have a great Sunday. Later.
M&C is M&C. He gon' rack it up, get your game on, and he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what mooch on, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. It's that time to get ready for the M&C show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, plus some gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike, mooch and crap. Mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. M&C stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. M&C is back on the map. It's the best for show, and that's that. It's M&C, it's M&C, it's mooch and crap, it's mooch and crap. M&C is back, M&C